The work that you're doing on this issue is very, very important. Sometimes people have very, very short memories. Prior to coming here, my last meeting was with a group of people who are working nationally to prevent suicide. Had a mother and a father there from Nevada with the others who had lost their son to suicide, 21-year-old young man. The reason I mention that to you is that those of us who experience suicide in our lives understand how important it is to remember. My dad killed himself with a pistol. He was a relatively young man, especially as I get older. His age doesn't look so old. We have to remember what took place in Connecticut, that little elementary school, and can never take those names out of our minds. 26 little boys and girls and 6 educators. Your responsibility is to make sure that the American people do not forget what happened there. I mean, I could see the tears out here as the names are being read. And I'm here to tell you, with the other members of Congress that are behind me, that we're not going to give up the fight. When Republicans voted against this legislation on the Senate floor, they voted against 90% of the American people. The fight is not over, it's just beginning. I'm hard-pressed to find another issue where 90% of the American people think it's the right thing to do. This is the issue. 90% of the American people feel that someone who has mental problems, severe mental problems, and is a criminal shouldn't be able to buy a gun. No wonder 90% of the people think this is the case. But I want everyone here to understand the writing is on the wall. The Republicans who voted against this, the writing is on the wall. And the Democrats have voted against this, the handful of them that voted against this. In the Senate, 90% of the Democratic senators agreed with 90% of the American people. Republicans didn't even get 10%. The writing is on the wall. Background checks will pass the United States Senate. It's only a question of when. I want to be very, very clear, though. In order to be effective, the bill that passed the Senate must include background checks and not a watered-down version of background checks. We're not going to let the forces of an extreme minority water down and damage the content of this bill. The forces against this bill cannot hold out forever. And we're close. There are conversations going on. They haven't borne much fruit yet, but they will, because they cannot stand in the way of 90% of the American people. So I say to each of you today, don't give up. We're not going to give up, those behind me. The fight is right, and it's one we're going to win. And I'll never forget the 26 deaths. But sadly, there have been thousands of others since then. But you are the key to our getting something done, because American people identify with what happened at little elementary school in Connecticut.